Well, I'm talking about liquid. Rich enough to have your own jet. Rich enough not to waste time. Well, in my book, you either do it right or you get eliminated. Their analysts, they don't know preferred stock from livestock, all right? The new law of evolution in corporate America seems to be survival of the unfit.
Good evenings, traders, and welcome to Stock Traders Talk Radio here on a beautiful Sunday night, March 11th, 2012. I am your host, STT. Joining me on tonight's program, I have Stock Sumo.
Hey, good evening. How you doing?
I am fantastic, sir. Are you ready for another exciting week of radio?
Oh, man, I'm pumped up. Last week was great, and this week's going to be even better.
Yep, including our new morning show. Also joining me on the program tonight is QT Cal.
Hello there, STT. Good evening.
Good evening to you, ma'am. How are you?
Doing great. How are you?
I am fantastic.
Excellent.
In flight as usual, Mr. Kopp will not be joining us tonight, but we look forward to his full-time return tomorrow. Tonight, we have yet another CEO interview for you. Doing tonight's interview is QT Cal. QT, take it away, dear.
Great. Thanks so much, STT. All right, so we're here with Mr. Blair Waycott, CEO and President of Black Castle Developments Holdings. Stock ticker is BCDH. That's B as in boy, C as in Charlie, D as in dog, H as in house. Mr. Waycott has a diverse history and background in real estate and working with startup companies in several different industries. In this interview, I'd like to cover Black Castle Developments Holdings and its future, its prospects for growth, and its short and long-term goals. Welcome to Stock Traders Talk Radio, Mr. Waycott.
Thank you very much, Amy. How are you doing tonight?
Great. How are you?
Excellent.
Oh, fantastic. So we're so happy to have you join us this evening, and it's going to be fun. So let's get right into it, shall we?
Yes, definitely.
All right. So first thing I'd like to start off with is a little background info on Black Castle. So can you describe to our audience what your company does?
Yeah, there's two facets to Black Castle. Black Castle, on one hand, is an acquisition company that acquires small, not necessarily startup companies, but companies that have been in existence for a short period of time that need funding of some sort to get to the next level and keep growing, or they also need other things that we can provide, legal, financial assistance. We have a lot of different resources we can go to that we have developed partnerships with other people. And we use those to help these small companies grow and get to the next level. And then the other aspect of Black Castle is the residential and commercial real estate arm of Black Castle, that we acquire non-performing notes and bank-owned commercial real estate.
All right, great. And I noticed that on the website that you also have a couple other components to your business. I noticed that BizM3 was mentioned as well as A-Shine Inc. Can you give us a little background or some information on those two components?
Yeah, we've been working with BizM3 for several months, but we have some issues internally with Black Castle that is precluding us from closing that transaction. We're still in the queue, and we still hope to be able to finalize that, but at this point we have not. A-Shine was our most recent acquisition. A-Shine is a restaurant and hospitality industry company, and they have developed and are marketing and are being produced polishing machines for the restaurant industry, where you simply put your wine glass, your water glass, whatever it is, glassware you need, and you stick it in the machine, and within 7 seconds you pull it out and it's completely polished, lipstick, everything is completely removed from the glass.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. 7 seconds?
Yeah, and it's interesting. After we closed the deal with A-Shine, I was at a restaurant with my with a friend, and it was amazing how slow things were at the bar. The person behind the bar was just having fits, sitting there polishing glasses, and I asked him, I said, what would you do if you just simply had a machine that you could stick the glass in and pull it out and it would be clean? He said, I'd take 3 of them right now. And I was like, wow, there you have it.
Wow, that's pretty good. I mean, obviously it's something that would definitely save a lot of time in the restaurant industry, right?
Yeah, they spend hours apparently cleaning and polishing those glasses every night, over and over and over. And it's supposedly one of the worst hits that a high-end restaurant can take is dirty glassware. The return of, yeah.
Great. All right. So, I know that you talked a little bit about the background of the company. Can you give us a little bit more detail on some of the acquisitions that you're looking at currently with your company, maybe what sectors they're involved in?
Mostly we're looking at technology sectors, high tech. We also have, we're working with potentially some water cleaning, where sterilizes the water, potentially some fertilizer companies, and maybe some companies in the debt collection sector.
Wow. All right. Very interesting. Excellent. Okay. So let's go ahead and look at the business plan per se. How about you tell us a little bit about your strategic direction or business objectives of the company?
Well, our goal at Black Castle is to acquire small companies and work with them to help them grow into larger, more valuable, multi-million-dollar revenue-generating companies. Not just through providing them with money, but providing them with understanding of balance sheets and financial statements, and using the right sales and support mechanisms, and giving them the right legal and financial guidance.
Excellent. So as far as real estate, you all are into commercial and residential real estate as well? Is that correct?
We believe right now is prime market for both residential rental market and the commercial real estate market. It's been such a, as everyone knows, the real estate market has just been turned upside down. And a lot of properties 5 years ago were overpaid for. A lot of those notes, especially in the commercial market now, are coming due. And the financial institutions that loan monies on those properties, they're not going to be able to refinance those unless the borrower brings in another 20%, 30% cash to refinance that property. And that's really, so there's going to be a lot of properties that are available and that are going to be forced to be liquidated by banks.
Right. So in Black Castle, when you look at this as a company, why would you buy real estate now? What would be your response to the potential investor?
Supply and demand. There's so much supply out there that the price has come down so low that it's hit what most analysts believe to be the bottom of the market. It's been beaten up so bad. It's almost a Warren Buffett: buy quality, buy income, and don't overpay. And that's what you're going to get with real estate right now. You're going to buy quality properties that are producing income, that are going to grow and bring in more and more revenue, and potentially in the long term increase in value.
All right, excellent. So how does Black Castle find these companies that it acquires?
We go to trade shows. We do a lot of traveling. We have a network of people that we talk to, attorneys, securities attorneys. A lot of smaller companies are looking to go public but don't have the means necessary to exactly make it there. So they refer them to us as potential candidates to become part of the Black Castle portfolio of companies.
Oh, great. Excellent way to go for it. That's great. All right. So what are the qualifications for these companies? Well,
we like the company to be at least in business for a year to show them that they've gone through the hardest time, that their product they've done some market research. They know that there's a demand and a need for their product. It's not just an idea that they have that they've drawn up on a napkin that they had at a restaurant when they were talking. It's got to be something that's been produced, that's been tested, tried, and is now ready to be put into the market. And those are the companies that we're looking for. They just need that next step to grow and bring in revenues.
All right, great. So what do these companies provide Black Castle once you look at acquiring them?
Well, our goal is to acquire 100% of these companies. So what they bring us is they bring us the net income, and they bring us the revenue growth that we need. That brings it back to the shareholders, and then eventually, hopefully in the near future, we can start paying dividends with that income and that revenue that's produced through the Black Castle model.
Excellent. And what is this I see in reference to Donald Trump? Is there something?
Yeah, he's actually one of our shareholders. He owns stock in Black Castle.
Wow. Okay, we're talking the Donald Trump, correct?
Donald Trump. Yep.
Current shareholder.
Yes, he's a current shareholder of Black Castle.
Well, that is worth mentioning not only once but twice. All right, so I want to make sure we capitalize on that. Donald Trump is a current shareholder of Black Castle. All right, great, excellent. All right, well, looking at these acquisitions and the information that you provided with what you go after as a company, let's kind of shift a little bit into your business partnerships. How about your partners in regards to, do you have any strategic alliances? And if so, could you elaborate on that topic, focusing on what they bring to the company and how it benefits each of you in this partnership?
Yeah, we have alliances with a lot of real estate brokers, both commercial and residential, not just in the Fresno Central Valley area, but up and down the state of California and throughout Nevada. We have relationships with title companies, national title companies, throughout the United States. We deal with these people, the people who can help us with our needs. We have attorneys that we have been dealing with, securities attorneys, real estate attorneys. There's just it's a vast network that we have developed that allows us to reach out, and if we have an issue or we see a concern, we're able to answer that issue, quell that concern, or work through it with the company that's having that problem and make sure that their needs are met.
Excellent. And I see that you have a lot of partnerships with real estate professionals as well. How does that work?
Well, they have a listing and they'd like to get that property sold, so we get quite a few emails, phone calls, a lot of contacts from real estate people because they understand that we are looking to acquire property, and they bring us a lot of things to look at.
Excellent. Excellent. I can imagine that could be pretty lucrative in regards to what you're trying to acquire and hooking up with the right real estate company or agents. That's probably key in your business.
Yes.
All right. And is that a span just throughout California, or are there other states involved?
California and Nevada are the ones that we've really focused on, Las Vegas area and California.
Oh, great. We know that Nevada has been hit pretty hard with the real estate, the decline in real estate, I should say. So that's good.
There's some very good opportunities in Nevada for some good commercial properties also, apartment complexes.
Great. Okay, so beyond the acquisitions themselves, what are the longer-term goals for the company? Say, like, if you look at maybe your one-year goals, anywhere from 1 year to 5 years of your company and how you are planning to get there from here, like specifically maybe commenting on some of the catalysts or milestone events that you would anticipate in the next year?
Well, if you look at a press release that we put out last week about a funding source that we had put together for the real estate division of Black Castle, this year we would like to acquire $6 million in real estate. Apartment complexes are our first goal. We'd like to acquire 2 or 3 apartment complexes this year. We'd also like to close on 2 or 3 more small companies and bring them into the Black Castle Holdings grouping. And over the next 3 to 5 years, we'd like to continue that growth. And within 5 years, we'd like to have $50 million in real estate generating income for our shareholders. And we'd like to have 10 or 15 small companies, each doing on their first year at least $2 million in revenue. And we see that as a very substantial but yet reachable milestone, so that within 5 years we're doing over $150 million in revenue.
Wow, that's great. It sounds like an aggressive plan, and it sounds like you have the components that will allow you to reach those goals. Excellent. So did you say $6 million in funding?
Yes.
Wow, great. Okay, so moving on to maybe some of the more questions that would help potential investors or shareholders, what they may find more important about Black Castle. Most importantly, what is your current share structure of the company?
We have 600 million shares authorized. We have 68 million shares, 68,430,799 shares outstanding, and the float is 68,428,000 shares and 858. So we have an extremely low float considering a lot of the other companies out there that are cheats currently.
Yes, that is a very attractive share structure. I'm sure.
The low millions, not in the billions.
Right. That's very nice. So who is your transfer agent, and are they open for investors to inquire about the share structure of your company?
Our transfer agent is Action Stock Transfer. Justine is the head over there at Action Stock Transfer, and they actually do not and will not answer shareholder questions about the authorized, the outstanding, or the float. They represent a lot of companies, and it's just not in their best interest to stop what they're doing, working for their clients, to answer a lot of questions about what each individual company's authorized and issued and outstanding are. In fact, their comment is these companies should have this information public, as we do. We believe in trying to be as visible and transparent to the market as possible. That way they can get an idea of what really is going on with the company and whether or not we're worthy of their investment, or they feel that it's worth the opportunity.
Okay, great. So would you say that updates in regards to your share structure could also be shared on otcmarkets.com? Is that where you would focus on?
Yes, that's where everything is kept current.
Okay, well, I have to ask a follow-up question just because of the fact that your share structure is so attractive. With that being said, is there any plans in the near future for the company to be possibly uplisting to a higher tier exchange for you all?
We're currently in the process of finishing up the filing of the Form 10. Hopefully we have that done either next week or the week after, a registration statement. Yes, with the SEC, it's a pivotal point for the company. We really see that as a necessity to move up to the OTCQB.
Wow. Okay. That is I'm so glad I asked that question, because that is a huge piece of news for anyone who's listening in our audience, as well as shareholders or potential shareholders. So you are filing the Form 10.
Yes.
In regards to
Form 10.
Oh, great, which is in regards to the OTCQB market.
Correct.
Awesome. All right. That's a good piece of information. Thank you for sharing that. All right. Moving on. So what are your actual and potential revenue streams right now?
We did over $900,000 in revenue for the year 2011, and we anticipate our revenue to be over $2 million for the year 2012. And that doesn't include any of the rental income for the properties that we're going to acquire in 2012. So that would just be from A-Shine and the other companies that we're in the middle of purchasing right now.
Oh, wow. So, wow. I'm just sorry. I'm trying to take it in, because you said $900,000 to almost $2 million for this projection for this year, 2012.
Yes.
Wow. And that's focusing on A-Shine?
And the other companies that we see as being able to close by the end of the first and beginning of the second quarter.
Second quarter. Got it. Wow. Well, my goodness. Looking at your attractive share structure, your Form 10, and your revenues, this is definitely very attractive. That's great. All right. So, do you have a website for the company?
Yes, we do. Our website is www.blackcastledevelopments.com.
Okay, and their shareholders can get up-to-date information on the company and anything that's involved with Black Castle?
Yes. There's a lot of information on the website as to the potential companies that we're either have acquired or in the middle of acquiring, and also the real estate division of Black Castle.
Excellent. Okay, so what do you think makes Black Castle a good investment for potential investors? Let's just say, more importantly, if you had a 5-minute elevator speech that would represent the excitement of the future of your company, what would it be?
Well, the fact that we did $900,000 in revenue last year. We anticipated doing $2 million for this current year. We have such a low float. We're filing our Form 10. We believe in transparency, visibility, and giving the investors the information they need to make informed decisions. The access to capital that we're putting together so that we don't become diluted. We don't have to go to the market to sell stock to raise money. We do it the way the bigger companies do. And the further acquisitions that we bring into the company that will give the company greater revenue, greater income, and therefore greater value in the share price for the shareholders.
Wow, excellent. Okay, so we've covered a lot of information in the interview. Is there anything else, Mr. Waycott, that you think that would be important to address to our audience or potential shareholders?
Well, yeah, I'd just like to touch base again on the $50 million line of credit that we had locked into last week, and the using of the $6 million this year for buying several apartment complexes, and we really think that's a huge milestone. And we're currently working with several other institutions in providing other revenues for the company other than for real estate purchases, for the development and growth of these small, high growth companies that we're acquiring. And we think that's going to be a substantial process to the whole incubation of not just Black Castle, but the companies that we bring in under our umbrella. It's going to help us grow quicker, better, stronger, and just generate a lot more revenue and become a much better, stronger company for the shareholders. I think that it's really important to try not to just be non-dilutive. I think that's very important for the shareholders.
Yes, indeed. I can imagine that would be something that would be probably one of the most concerns for the shareholders. And just looking again at everything that you all are accomplishing and the revenues, your growth, the potential for growth for this year, your financing, the ability to really move the company in the direction that you like, I applaud you for that. And I'm sure that shareholders must be quite pleased with that progress.
Thank you. I hope so.
All right, great. Well, Mr. Waycott, we would like to thank you so much for taking the time to speak to our audience today. And also, we would like to extend to you an open invitation to join us on the radio show in the future. But we really appreciate you coming on and discussing the business and all the exciting things that are happening right now with your company.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate your show. This is a great forum for people to get out their company and allow investors an opportunity to hear from the people in charge, the people working with the company, and it's a very, very good show. I appreciate you having me on. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much, and have a great evening.
Excellent. Thank you. You also.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye.
All right, well, that was Mr. Blair Waycott. He is the CEO and president of Black Castle Developments Holdings, stock ticker BCDH, and I'm sure we will be hearing a lot more from him and the company in the future.
Very well done there, QT.
Thank you, STT.
Very
exciting
nice
things happening there.
I was taking notes and I tried to do my best to keep up. But a $50 million line of credit is just outstanding. And he brought it up a few times that this is a company that has the ability to go out and acquire money to do their business and don't have to dilute their shares to raise capital, which is just a fantastic thing to hear these days.
Absolutely. It's quite impressive in the market that we are in right now in regards to businesses, and it sounds like they've done quite well in executing their business plan, which obviously helps them and their shareholders.
It's always nice to throw out the word Donald Trump, that's for sure.
I know, that's why I had to bring that up. I saw that, I had to bring it up, and I had to just make sure that people heard that, because Donald Trump is a shareholder, which there you go. I mean, do you have to say any more?
Yep. And he pointed out that they're going to take $6 million of that and invest it into real estate. It sounds like very quickly, the way I got it from him.
Yeah, they were talking about the $6 million for financing and funding. So yeah, that's quite impressive as well. Their revenues are excellent just from last year to this year. So, and the projections. So that's quite impressive.
Yeah, it seems like they're in the right place at the right time. We've seen the housing markets just collapse, and now the interest rates are really low, and it seems like, a lot more people are starting to buy houses, and the market's starting to pick back up a little bit. And I'm sure, over the next couple of years, as our economy starts to strengthen and recovers out of the, distressed situations that we've been in, you'll see some of these real estate prices start to go back up, and a lot of their properties will increase in value, and the rents will start going up. And it's cool that they're going after some apartment, buildings, because those, that's reoccurring revenue right there. You got tenants paying rent, and that's a nice space to be in right now, I would think.
And with the REO count right now, these banks, I'm sure they're paying pennies on the dollar for some of the properties that they can acquire right here.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have known their thoughts on the 100% mortgages, because that was the start of the downfall.
Oh yes.
Of the market there with real estate. Just banks giving you 100% of the mortgage. It's just crazy.
Right.
Back in the day, you couldn't touch it if you didn't have 20% down.
Absolutely, and I think you touched on a good point there, STT, because that is exactly, you can't find that kind of stuff now. I mean, they've tightened it up so much to where it's looking more like the 80-20 is the is how loans will be structured as 20% down. So I'm sure that has to do with the last decade of our real estate issues.
Yep, like they say, banks aren't in the business of owning property.
Right.
I mean, you watch the shows on TV where they're going to the auctions and everything and just picking these houses up dirt cheap. So another nice side of this business that I really like is the fact that they're willing to acquire other startup businesses, but I guess I shouldn't use the word startup, more of a proven entity that they feel needs their help with either, capital or marketing or whatever need be. So you're right there, you're starting off with a winner, or at least you're hoping that you're starting off with a winner with your research and looking at the company. So that's always an upside, Yeah,
what I got is there has to be some type of attractiveness of that acquisition in order for them to take that on as, with minimal risk. So it sounds like they are able to supply them with some of the things that they ultimately need to take it to that next level, which is pretty interesting and sounds quite lucrative.
Well, he did allude to the fact that they're looking to acquire 2 to 3 more companies this year.
Yeah.
And he gave us 5-year projections of, what was it? I wrote down $50 million in real estate. Is that right? I have that note right?
I believe so. I should check.
And then
here.
I filled this in on my own. I could have sworn he said 5 to 10 more companies with $100 million in revenue there. That was the projections for 5 years down the line.
Wow. It's quite ambitious, and they sound like they have a sound business plan. It's the one thing that I was quite interested with was the A-Shine Inc., which is that polishing company that they own and polishes glass. And he talked about the downtime in the restaurant industry in regards to the polishing of all of their glasses and whatnot. And it sounds like that is a pretty nice area to get involved with as far as business goes.
I have no clue about that. Is that just like a one glass deal? You throw one glass in at a time and
I think they must have this special machine. It sounds like that they got a special cleaner that polishes them in 7 seconds. And you go to some of these bars or high-end restaurants, and think about it. They got to spend a lot of time cleaning those glasses and making sure they're polished. Because if you're a customer and you sit down and you order a nice meal and you get a glass that comes over and it has, someone's lip prints on it or It's not clean, right? If there's, water stains on it, and you're spending top dollar on your meal. If you're in a high-end restaurant, you're going to want that level of service, and you're going to be, annoyed at that, and you may not come back. So,
right.
If they got a solution for that, that's pretty cool. It seems like that could really take off because it's a little bit of a niche. I haven't really heard of anybody else doing something like that.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. I mean, I believe he said that it would take like 7 seconds. So think about all the time you would save with people behind the bar that were serving and whatnot. They could do the job, and that would be something that would be secondary, but they wouldn't have to worry about.
And it would save the restaurant a lot of cost on overhead for that labor.
Absolutely.
And then they also gave us the Form 10 getting out there.
Oh, that's nice. And I like how you touched on the fact that they're not diluting, and they got the line of credit, and they don't have to, dilute shares to raise capital. They got a nice, tight share structure. I remember him saying the float was 68,428,858. So for a stock trading around, what's the price right now? Around like 2-3 cents.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of these companies out there that they got millions and millions of shares out, and they're trading in these ranges. So that's a pretty nice tight share structure. And the fact that Donald Trump, again, that's huge. I wonder if he's got any input on some of their acquisition targets. That'd be interesting if he helped them, give them ideas towards what potential real estate properties to go after and buy up. He's got a ton of experience in the real estate. That guy is an icon. And I'm sure if he's investing in this company, then he's got to be here for all the right reasons.
Right. Absolutely.
Very impressive. Very impressive.
Oh, that was good stuff. Real good.
Yeah, good stuff.
Excellent.
Always exciting to have a company come on that's got a lot going on and looks bright for the future. It's very well done.
Absolutely.
QT, getting there.
All right. Well, thanks, STT.
Getting there. Like it.
Trying.
Can't wait till the day I could fire a cop.
Oh, no. No.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Bring it on.
Cop's the guy that he's good.
He's a permanent fixture.
He's good.
Don't fire that guy.
We'll have to see. We'll see what happens. Don't forget to join Stock Traders Talk Radio in the morning time now at 9 a.m. They've been doing a great job getting what the news is, what's hot on the boards. As soon as market opens, they got their L2s fired up. They're reading out, what's going on there. It's been a lot of fun to listen to. I know from my end. Sumo, how are you holding up over there?
Oh, it's been great. I've been having a lot of fun just catching the different plays on the scanners, watching for the news once it hits the news feed, and having the pre-market active volume list going, and checking out some of the stocks that are trading heavy volume pre-market. And we've had a lot of nice runners this week, and I'm really looking forward for the weeks ahead. It should really just snowball and just continue to really catch fire.
Yeah, and people are starting to pick up on the fact that, we're welcoming callers, and they're giving out their tickers and what they've been, what they're looking at, and it's been working out really well. Really. Yeah,
we had a couple of great callers calling with some really hot stocks that they were talking about, and just great feedback all around. I've been hearing the buzz on the street. Everybody's digging the new morning show, and I'm having a blast hosting. I think, we're just going to continue to, just put up the numbers. They speak for themselves. Follow the money.
Yep.
Yeah.
It takes time. It's hard. It's hard doing radio. It's not as easy as everybody out there might want to think. And you got to get the flow with each other and understand when somebody's going to chime in and when somebody's not. And it's really, really coming around there.
And we're making trades and calling things out and looking for stuff. So not only do we have to juggle the radio, that's the part that people don't understand. Yeah, that's a difficult part in itself. But then on top of it, we're doing everything else that we do on a day-to-day basis, analyzing the stocks. But it's been a lot of fun, and I'm excited, and it's been a pleasure to be a part of such a great team.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
really.
you guys are bringing it in the morning. Good job, Sumo. It's been flowing really nice, and the first week, I mean, you guys have been really working well, so that's good.
It's fun.
Well, I'm looking forward to next week. I can join you guys on Monday.
Cool.
As a matter of fact, after that, I'll be able to join you the next 3 Mondays in a row.
Look at that.
So I'm looking forward to get up early and do the radio show.
Pretty soon, my bowling league's going to be over, and I'll be able to join Monday evenings.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Dude, had to go with that bowling league again, didn't we? Had to go over there.
So we'll be flipping roles. You'll be able to join the Monday mornings, and I'll be able to join Monday evenings.
There we go.
It's a perfect thing. It's good.
Yeah, the more the merrier sometimes.
Right, absolutely.
Big changes coming to Stock Traders Talk Radio. In the next 3 to 4 weeks, we might be dropping the radio portion of our name and be called Stock Traders Talk Live and in color. Looking forward to those advancements. QT, are you looking forward to that?
I'm so excited. This is just it's gonna take it to that next level.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
Can't wait to see the live charts with Sifakia. That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
See if we can get Stock Sumo doing some of those on that level.
A lot more interactive, a lot more content. It's going to be great.
Yeah, but they have to see us. Oh boy, that's going to be the scary part.
Aw.
I'm going to have to keep up on my eyebrows, because if I don't, boy, I turn into Eddie Munster real fast.
The unibrow, eh?
So Sumo, are you like a metrosexual then? Is that what you're talking about?
You know, a lot of guys that I'm friends with, they give me heat because I'm a little bit on the metrosexual side. I like to get my eyebrows shaped, or however you want to say it, waxed. Sometimes I get them threaded. That's pretty painful there. Have you ever had your eyebrows threaded?
You know what? I haven't had to, but it's a sad day when you're doing more to your eyebrows than I am.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good. Let's put it.
Yeah.
We may have gone too far down this path now. let's turn around and get back to the right path.
Oh, so we're off the manscaping subject then.
Yeah. Let's not go too far down here. All right, let's take a little commercial break. We're going to come back with the top 10 on Investors Hub. See what's going to happen tomorrow, maybe. Get an idea of what everybody's talking about over the weekend on investorshub.com. You're listening to STT Radio, and we'll be back after these words.
Stock traders, sound the charge and sail your way over to BlueHorseshoeStocks.com. Nowhere else will you find a simpler, more straightforward penny stock plot, bounce play, momentum alert, short-term, long-term. It's all here. Get hits to ground floor opportunities before the promotion hit. Blue Horseshoe's track record speaks for itself, with percentage gains numbering in the thousands. Sign up for our pre-market mailing list and receive picks before they're published. Welcome to Blue Horseshoe Stocks, where you're afforded the opportunity to observe a team of seasoned traders scrape and scour the market for every sub-penny, penny, and penny-plus stock with a chance to blow its top. BlueHorseshoeStocks.com.
And now, a quick word from thepennyvin.com. What does one penny say to the other penny? Let's get together and make some sense. Are you tired of losing your hard-earned pennies? Be sure to visit thepennyvin.com and download our iPhone app, where delivery of our stock plays right into your iPhone instantly. The time to start making money is now. Please be advised that you may make use of the money and that thepennyvin.com will not be held liable.
Welcome back to Stock Traders Talk Radio. I'm your host, STT. Joining me on tonight's program, I have QT Cow and Stock Sumo. Did you make it back with me?
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's always good to hear. Always good to hear. Okay, coming up, the top 10 buzzing around iHub with Stock Sumo. Sumo, take it.
First one I'm going to jump off with is All American Pet Company, Inc. We had a great stock spotlight on this one last week, and this thing is buzzing hardcore Friday. It had some great volume, traded 9 million shares, and it closed up 21.62%, and it closed at 009. The previous close was 0074, and the high a day was 0099. So nice move there. Just to point out, the 3-month average volume is 6.1 million shares, so it traded a nice 9 million shares. Looking forward to seeing what that one does heading into this next week. Going down to the next play that caught my eye, this one's been buzzing a lot, is DKGR. It's got Cavet Emptor status. I noticed that, so you got to watch out for that. But supposedly, I think they came out with their filings, and they should be getting updated here soon. So hopefully we see that Cavet Emptor status come off. The stock traded 3.9 million shares on Friday, and it closed at 0056. Next one on my list is IPRU. That's India Papa Robert Under Innovative Product Opportunities, Inc. They closed up 23.68% on Friday at 0094. The daily range was 007 to 0094, so it closed at its high a day. And it only traded 289,000 shares there. Next one up is SNPK. We talked about that one a bit last week. It had some crazy swings and a lot of volume and been heavily promoted by multiple newsletters. Notice it ran nicely on Friday. It was up 38.37% on 98 million shares in volume. Closed at 59.5, and the high a day was 62 cents. So it'll be interesting to see what that one does tomorrow. Next one we're looking at is IRBL. This thing's been performing like a beast. Cop called it out on the board in the 000 range. We had Trucker Joe give us a call on the morning show when the stock was trading 002 by 003. On Friday, it closed up 117% at 0085, and it traded 30 million shares. So nice move there on IRBL. Next one that's buzzing on iHub is MMTE, Mammoth Energy Group, Inc. It closed at 0008, up 14.29% on 52 million shares. Next one we got INTK. This one was buzzing as well. That's Industrial Nanotech, Inc. Ticker symbol India Nancy Tango Kathy, INTK. It closed at 062, and it was up 55%. That's a gain of 0.22 on the day. The daily range was from 4 cents to a high of 7.5 cents, and it traded 9 million shares in volume, and the 3-month average is only 996,000 shares. And I'm getting all this information off of OTCmarkets.com. I always like to go there, look at the company's information, make sure they're current, or if they got that Cavet Emptor status, they have that for a reason, so you got to beware. Kivu is the next one up. That one's been buzzing. I traded this stock a long time ago, and it was much higher prices then. I'm seeing it here at this bottom, and it's definitely got me salivating, thinking about maybe biting into some. TIVU, TIVU. It's at 0005. Didn't have any gain on the day. It traded flat on 17.6 million shares. The other one that caught my eye on the buzz cloud, and this is the last one on my list, is ICPA, IC Places. I believe we've had CEO interviews in the past. Great company. Traded up 10% at 0031 on Friday, and it traded 8.4 million shares. The daily range was from 0025 to 0032, so it closed one tick below the high of day. Nice little move there on the day.
Very nice. Well done. Let me see if I can welcome to the show Mr. Sifakia. Is he going to come on the show?
Oh, I don't think he was around.
He's on. He's going to run because he knew I was going to make fun of him. He's going to run and hide from us. Run and hide there, Siffy. Sumo, good job there. Good job there. MMTE's getting a little buzz, huh?
Yep, I'm seeing it in the buzz cloud on good old iHub. A lot of tickers floating around there, and that was one that caught my eye that was green and had a little gain on the day.
Fantastic. All right, don't forget to join Stock Traders Talk Radio in the mornings, Monday through Friday, starting at 9 a.m., and it'll be on to approximately 10, sometimes 10:30, depending on how busy the day is. Also, the main Stock Traders Talk Radio show, Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have a special treat for everybody tomorrow. We're supposed to be doing a stock spotlight as of right now. Okay, sometimes these things change on us, but as of right now, set for tomorrow's show is a stock spotlight, and it should be an interesting one to say the least. QT, are you ready for tomorrow's stock spotlight?
I think I am.
You think you are, huh?
I mean, I am.
You are.
For sure. Absolutely.
For sure. Of course, Stock Sumo will not be joining us as he will be putting on his faggy little arm bracelet rag thing so he can bowl the ball straight and accurate.
I don't wear any hand gear, arm wristband, or none of that stuff, man.
Okay. Do you have the little powder?
I use a powder ball. Yeah, it's like there's rosin in there, so it keeps my hand dry because I want to be consistent. Sometimes if my hand sweats, I'll stick in the ball, or I may not have a good release. So I use that powder ball a lot.
Let me ask you a question. I'm going to ask you a serious question, okay? It's bowling etiquette. You're up. You're on your ready stance. And the drunk guy in the lane next to you decides that he ain't going to wait for you, and he's just going to start his game. Are you one that's going to raise a fuss, step back off, and just shake your head, or stand there and bowl anyway?
Well, it depends. If I've had a couple cocktails myself, I may just stand there and bowl anyways, or I may just drop my ball and just wait. Because sometimes I may be bowling like next to some kids, and they may not know bowling etiquette.
Okay.
And it depends. Sometimes I'll bowl, sometimes I won't. I really don't let it bother me, because I actually try to take that and use that. And if I can still bowl good, because it's just a mental thing, and if you shouldn't let those factors hinder your performance. You should be able to rise to the occasion, and that should just make you perform.
Okay. Here's another question for you. Okay, and I'm sure you've done this. I know I have. Okay, but I'm going to ask you anyway. You're at the alley. You have it all to yourself. Okay. Have you ever tried bowling from 3 alleys over?
No.
No?
I've never done that. Maybe 1 alley over, but never 3.
Oh, man. You grab yourself a nice 8-pound ball.
And just chuck that thing, huh?
Oh, man. And you're drunken stupor, and you're three alleys away, okay? You can't foul or anything like that. And you have to hit the alley, and it has to roll for at least half the alley. So the spin that you have to put on is just incredible. Incredible. Yeah. Of course, you have to have a good friend that works at that alley and doesn't mind you busting a few things up.
Right.
But
I was going to say he might get kicked out of his bowling league for trying those kind of shenanigans.
No, that's if you got the place to yourself, and
yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
But I got a big tournament coming up next weekend, and I'm really pumped for it because if I win, I'm going to Vegas.
Now, do you have a big sweeping hook at the end, or are you more of a casual hook it in there type?
I do throw a lot of ball. It does have some back end to it.
Mm-hmm.
I try to control that because you don't want the ball coming in at too much of an angle because then you can tend to leave splits and you get, it can get ugly pretty easy. So I try to control it and not have too much of that hook because, it can actually cause more harm than good.
Nice. And your standing average, just for the folks that are listening, so they know who they're talking to.
205.
Your standing average is 205.
Yep. And
your high game for the year?
My high game is a 280. Yesterday, I managed to bowl out a 275.
275, huh?
So I'm excited for this tournament next weekend. If I can perform like I did yesterday and can be consistent, then I think I got a shot.
Very nice.
If I make it to Vegas, I got a chance to win $50G.
Ooh, look at you. Now yours is a team game though, right?
No, it's a single man. I'm matched up with people in my division.
So you don't play you don't have a bowling team.
No, I'm in a team. I'm on a league. I had to qualify through my league.
Okay.
The top bowlers. You have to pay a couple dollars to be in the tournament, and whoever bowls the highest over their average.
Really?
To qualify, they have like different. I made the quarterfinals, semifinals are coming up.
Very nice. Very nice. All right, enough about your bowling because you're obviously way better than I am. God knows I haven't bowled in 20 years, though.
Bowling and golf and fishing. Eventually, I'd like to just make enough money and retire and just do that for the rest of my life.
I don't think you'd be doing the bowling and the golf. Maybe the fishing.
I could get by with just golf and fishing. If I had to give up bowling and I could deal with warm weather all the time, then yeah. Because, see, up here in upstate, this winter was pretty good, so I could have done without bowling. But when the winters are bad, it's nice to have something to do indoors and still getting an exercise. Believe me, you don't think you have to put a lot into bowling, but you do have to use just about every muscle in your body.
Is that for drinking your beer?
Yeah.
So you got to stay limber, You got to use your legs.
Come on.
We've
all seen the PA Tour. These are not the most fit men out there, my friend. I mean, come on now. I mean, not fooling anybody. It's on TV occasionally. Oh, my God. God, he's fit. Use every muscle in your body. Yeah. I'm sure that happens every Monday night. All right, enough. We got way off course here. Way off course. Again, don't forget, tomorrow morning, start at 9 a.m. Eastern, the Stock Traders Talk Radio morning show shall begin the week with Stock Sumo, Haas, and Civicia on the soundboard. Got to get that soundboard away from him. Remind me, that's one of my chores for the week, to remove a Civicia from the soundboard. Or remove the soundboard from Civicia.
No,
one of those two things.
I love him having fun with the soundboard. He's been doing a good job with it.
Well, you guys get the morning time to pick on me. I get the night times to pick on me. All right, so it's all fair. You have an equal say. You just have to wait for the morning time show. So the nighttime show can make fun of the morning show all we want when it's at night. All right, don't forget, join us tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And yes, the clocks went ahead an hour today for those that don't live on Earth. 1 hour ahead they went today. Looking forward to tomorrow's show. You're listening to Stock Traders Talk Radio, and we are out.
Oha.
Thank you for listening to Stock Traders Talk Radio. All views and topics talked about on Stock Traders Talk Radio is solely for entertainment purposes. We are not professional financial advisors and always recommend you seek the advice of a professional financial advisor. Never invest in any stock featured on our show unless you can afford to lose your entire investment. The information contained on our show is based on sources which we believe to be reliable, but is not guaranteed by us as being accurate, and might not be a complete statement or summary of the available data. Stock Traders Talk Radio advises that the investments in companies profiled are commonly considered to be high risk, and use of the information provided is at the investor's sole risk. Thank you for listening to Stock Traders Talk Radio.